Okay.
So namaste. Nice to have a yoga practice with Kathy,
And
my partner.
namaste.
Namaste. I'm moving back to the chair. I might have to adjust my camera a little bit. Let's see how it goes. I'll come down a little bit. Might have to go back. Yeah, that's pretty good. So I wanted to be close but not too close so that you could see head to calf. So uh, let's notice the feet on the floor. And I want you to just place the hands comfortably somewhere on the thighs, drop the elbows, release the shoulders, and soften the face. There are, there are, um, our feet on the floor give us a little tone connection to the earth. So just gently, not very hard, but just kind of engage, press the feet into the floor, and that will invite a little energy. So you can think about energy from the ground up, up the legs, up the trunk, up to the top of the head. And then we're sitting on our sits bones, and I would like to just gently rock forward and tip the whole trunk slightly forward and tip slightly back. Is that comfortable, Kathy?
Mm.
If I were to,
Like this or like
I'm
this?
turning sideways so you see I'm gently tipping forward.
There's a white something or other that's blocking you. It says this meeting being recorded by the host or a participant. So it's a white kind of block that have.
Oh, I think you need to say okay. You need to push okay.
Okay.
Do you see an
It
okay?
says dotted. How about dotted?
I guess that's their version of okay, I accept.
Okay, there you go. Okay, so all right.
So feet on the floor, sits bones that you're sitting on. You can actually like take a hand underneath your sits bones and sort of
Okay.
rock a little like a dipping bird forward and back. So this sort of gives you some energy through the trunk, connection to the floor, connection to your chair.
Okay.
And then your hands are on your sides. I want you to drop one hand to slide it off to the side, the other hand to drop it off to the side. And then don't go straight out to the sides, but about 45 degrees. Let your hands rise. We'll follow the inhale here, and then the exhale as your hands descend. So it tunes into your breath. You can follow your inhale, your hands gently rise. This is what I call ocean breath. And then
Ocean what?
ocean breath.
Breath.
So it's like your hands are rising with the peak
Right.
swell of a wave. So that's the inhale, and then following your out breath, your exhale. We'll do this a couple more times, just tuning into that gentle filling of the inhale, the rising, and the exhale. Just a couple more. The hands, the back of the hands gently rise up. There's like a buoyancy under the arms, and then the hands gently float down. Last time, as the hands come up and swell with the wave as if there's something under the arms, then bring the hands together to the heart. Any prayers of the heart or intentions for the practice? Health and wellness is always a good one.
I vote for that.
Let's take the hands down to the thighs and sway the elbows out. Slide your hands down your thighs so you can come to supporting yourself on your thighs. Your elbows are wide, and just look towards the floor and think about your tail going back and the top of your head going forward, so you're lengthening the back. You're pressing gently with the feet into the ground. And then I'd like you to tip back up to seated. Take your hands onto the chair or the thighs, whatever's comfortable. I'm going to scoot back so you can see that I'm going to slide one foot out in front of me. I'm going to tip my toes towards me and stretch through the heel. Tip the toes away and then tip the toes towards you and stretch through the heel, the back of the calf, the leg. Go ahead and let the toes move in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. Now think about the knee moving to the center and out, center and out. And then the top of the thigh, think about it. It's a similar movement, but the thigh goes in and out, in and out. And then let the leg be completely resting, no effort, nothing to do. Just let the leg release. And then slide the knee out to the side. Roll over the edge of the foot to bring the leg back to center. And it should feel like that leg is a little more poised and toned. We'll go on the second side. Slide the other leg out. Tip the toes towards you and then send them away. Towards you, stretch through the heel, straighten the leg. It should feel like a nice stretch. Tip the toes away. Tip the toes towards you, stretch through the heel. And then we're going to start moving. The toes go out and in, out and in, out and in. So it's a little bit of jiggle of the leg or turn of the leg in and out. But then you think about the knee going in and out, in and out. And then it's a similar movement. You think about the thigh going in and out, in and out, in and out. And then completely let the leg release and relax. It's awake. I mean, we're aware of the leg. You're aware of the foot, the heel resting on the floor, and asking that the joints, the muscles quiet down. You can even say, thank you, leg. And then slide the knee out to the side, draw the foot towards you, roll over the edge of the foot, and the foot comes to the floor. And your feet and legs should feel a little more poised and ready for some movement. I'd like you to walk your hands down to your knees, and then I want to round the back, bow the head, take the head gaze towards the heart. This is like cat, and then I want you to slide your hands a little bit closer to you. Spread the collarbones, the elbows move back, and there's a little broadening, a puff of the chest. So it's more like cat, and then slide your hands down your thighs and round cat, arched back. And so go do this a couple of times. Inhale, round the chest, puff the chest out, round the back, concave to convex, cat, cow. Move through this movement a couple of times. And then slide your hands towards you. The elbows are pointed back, back. Take the gaze up in the room. And then I'd like you to look to your one side or the other. You could look to the right, turn the head to the right, and only turn the eyes and the head. Look at something to the right. Let the left shoulder release away from the ear. And then bring the head, eyes and head back to center. To the left, look, turn the head eyes, head, but the trunk stays steady. And then eyes and head back to center. Take your hands to the chair if you need them. Take your right elbow to your right waist and tip to the left. So it's a lateral stretch. You can even anchor the opposite leg by pressing a little bit with that leg into the ground, which will give you a little more support. Come up, other hand to the chair frame or thigh, whatever is the most supportive. Other hand to the waist. Press with that opposite leg as you tip away from that leg. So as I tip to my right, my left leg is pressing into the floor. And I've got my hand on the chair frame. Come back up. Again, hands to the thighs. Legs and feet easy, but the soles of the feet just gently pressed into the ground. Turn the eyes and head to the right. Shoulders stay steady. Bring eyes and head back to center. Turn the eyes and head to the opposite direction. And back to center. And then let's slide the hands off beside the trunk, and then lift the arms up. And a couple of ocean breaths here. So the hands rise on the inhale. And follow your exhale. I'm going to close this, turn off this light. It's just the focus goes to this room. It's very funny. Thank you, Helma. And one more inhale up and exhale down. And then let's bring the hands together. Gently lift the hands up just a little higher. And then slide all the way down. I'm coming back towards the cameras. Kathy S.
What's that?
I said Kathy S. I think you had gone to cow pose and we're cat cow and we're in cat.
We're in cat. I thought we were not in cat, so
let's come up and set up a gentle spiral with a warrior pose. But you tell me how this goes for you in terms of if it's comfortable, all right?
Okay.
All right. I'm moving back so you can see more of my trunk and body. Okay. So if we walk our feet to one direction side or the other, and you got the back of the chair, and then walk
right.
It would be your left foot would come towards me, so you're aspiring to kind of a split stance or an L shape with the legs, and your body.
Okay, like this.
Well, you're kind of facing the corner, really. So this is
right.
My chair, and your legs are wide. Your feet are on the floor and gently pressing into the ground. So, and I've got the corner of the chair right here. Now, I can look over the leg that's pointed to the side, and then maybe take one hand up in front of me, and then slide that hand, even if it's the elbow and arm are quite low, towards me, and then maybe take that hand to the hip. The hand that's on the chair, if you feel supported, can come out towards the side wall. And it's a warrior one pose. just a couple of breaths here and looking over this hand to the side. And then lift that palm up. The palm turns over and lifts up. And then just lift it a little higher. And you can kind of look to your fingertips. And then bring that hand all the way down. While we're here, let's turn towards the back of the chair and just look over the back of the chair. We're opposite than each other. It would be like this.
Okay.
And I'll actually come around to you. It would be like this, Kathy. It would be both your knees are pointed to the side, so you've walked both the feet or knees around. Feet are on the floor, and then just turn to the back of the chair and see if you can hold on to the back of the chair and look over the back of the chair. So it's a
I think I need to be this way. Yes, no, in order to get the chair.
You could go both ways because we'll go walk around to the other side also.
Okay, well, okay, let's see. So I put this up.
So we'll actually, if we're both, so I'm like you. The chair is to your right shoulder. Your knees are facing to the right.
Okay.
But I can look at each other, but then we can turn back to back. That back to back will face each other like two.
All right.
Like that poem about two dead boys. Remember that weird little limerick? And then you turn away, and there's a spiral, and look over the back of the chair, not at me.
So when I put my hand on the back here?
Mm-hmm. So if I turn my chair around,
yeah,
this it'll look like this. So it's just you can hold on, and the back of the chair is to your right, and you turn to your right, and you hold on to the chair, and you just it's a turn.
Okay.
Like that. And
I gotcha.
We'll just stay here so look towards the bookshelf. We'll just stay here gently in this spiral, thinking about length of the spine and back for about 10 seconds. A couple of breaths. And then release to face back to the right. And then we'll walk our feet back to face each other. We're going to go 2 times with the ocean breath. The hands slide up following your inhale, bolstered under the armpits, and then the hands descend. We're going to walk, then the hands can come to the chair or your thighs. Walk the knees around so that you can straddle the corner of the chair, or if it's a rounded shape, and then you're in a split stance, sort of like an L. Take should be your right hand to your right hip. Look over your left knee and let your left arm float up, of course, according to what's good for your shoulders, so that you reach a straight arm or straight-ish arm towards the wall to your left. Warrior 1. Turn the left palm to face the ceiling as if something were going to land in that palm, something delicious, and slightly lift the palm up, letting your gaze go with your fingers. just like that. And then take the hand down to the thigh. Walk both knees to your left. Both feet are on the floor. And then I want you to turn away from me towards the bookshelf to hold on to the chair and look over your left shoulder. Back to back. Back to back, they face each other. Two women in a twist in a yoga Zoom class. I was checking on you. You were checking on me. We'll be here.
That would happen.
We'll be here for 2 more breaths.
Okay.
Turn back to face your knees. Hands to the thighs. Walk back to have both knees facing in this direction. And then Kathy, reach out and take your hands around your right knee, sort of massage the knee a little bit. So it's a circle around the knee. It should feel good. And then as you tip back up to seated, see if you can bring that knee with you and bring the foot off the floor. Now you tell me how comfortable you are lifting the knee, the thigh, and then you can circle the knee leg a couple of times.
Mm-hmm. It feels good.
Good. And then circle, little circles the other way. So I'm circling my knee, which moves my thigh and my hip joint slightly. And then Kathy, see if this is comfortable, which is a pigeon pose, but if this is not comfortable, you can also cross the ankles.
Like this, Garnet?
Yeah, is that comfortable, Kathy?
Yeah.
All right, and then just take your
comfortable enough, yeah.
And then just take your right hand and rest it on top of the right knee.
All right.
And then there's a little, you might not need this, but there's a little bow forward at the hip joints. And the gaze goes towards the floor slightly. So it's a tip of a nod of the chin. Not necessarily of the neck, but just a nod of the chin. And you gently press the left foot into the ground to give you a little more stability.
The knee, my right knee started hurting the day of the steroid injection. What's that?
Try this. Try taking your right foot and crossing it over the left.
Yeah.
Still, and then press the left foot into the floor, and then hands to the thigh, to the left knee, and then lean onto that left knee and lengthen the back out over that left leg. Press gently, let your weight settle into your left knee, so the left knee and foot are supporting you as the right is crossed over. Is that good?
Yeah.
Okay. And then let's tip up to a seated position. We're going to cross the right leg back to the floor. And then come forward to sort of massage that left knee now. Just like that. So circling the knee, it just sort of soothes the joint and the tissues. And then press the right foot into the ground to give you support to draw the left shin up. And you've got to press your right leg foot a little into the ground because that'll tone up your trunk a little, and then circle the left knee a few times in this direction. So this is just a gentle circling of the leg, and then the other direction. Remember to keep a little tone or weight in that right foot.
You know what, Garnet? As we work on this, my glutes, I guess this, it's so tight. I think it's tight. It's preventing me from getting a lot of movement.
Well, let's do a little bit for the glutes, Kathy. And
Okay, I was thinking that it's back in here and it's just so sore.
now, what I'd like to do is and I'm going to turn sideways so you see what I'm doing.
Okay,
I'm not taking my head below my heart, but I'm going to curl down. I'm going to take my chin to my chest. I'm going to allow the back to round. The shoulder blades kind of fall forward a little bit, and you bring your weight to your knees, your elbows to your knees, and bring your weight onto your elbows, and you allow the weight of the trunk to settle into the feet, and then bow the head. It should be a nice stretch for back here, for the back, lower back, and upper buttocks. Tell me if that works for you, Kathy. How does that feel, Kathy?
yeah, I've done it before and it felt really good, but it doesn't feel good today.
Okay.
It's like it's so tight, and I'm imagining it's got balloons inside that have stuff that's making it not feel good.
Yeah. Can you lean back on draw your butt forward, lean back,
Okay,
hands, use the back of the chair. So you've got the support of the back of the chair. You've got your hands on the chair.
okay.
Bring your feet to a comfortable place, and can you lift your pelvis? Or at least lighten it. Of course, be careful of the shoulders. You can think about your upper arm rotating out.
Yeah,
And how is that, Kathy?
like this?
Yeah.
Huh.
How does that feel?
Let me see. I think that feels good.
Okay. I'm going to come closer and watch you a little bit closer.
Okay.
So it's basically a bridge, and it
A
gives
bridge?
you a bridge. So it's not working your glute.
It's not working in my glutes.
The word bridge makes Kathy's antennas go, oh no.
No, I like bridges. I think they're great.
Yeah, it is a type of bridge, and it's tipping your pelvis a little bit into a posterior tip. Do you want to do it again?
Okay.
Now, there is something I want you to be aware of, which is to keep the upper arms, the biceps, rotating outward.
Okay.
So as we're here, I'm going to keep, I've got my upper back and my arms here, but make sure that the bicep is rotating a little bit outward. So it's not here, but here.
But here.
And then as you lift, think about the thighs, the tops of the thighs and the knees stretching out. And you can just look to the camera or the wall in front of you. So you don't need to tip your head up. And your biceps are rotating out. Yep. Stay for a couple of breaths. How are you doing?
I can't do it nearly as good as you can do it, I'll tell you that.
Well, I didn't have stem cell replacement, Kathy.
Well, that's true. How do I know that, though?
You'll have to take my word. Kathy, that was
Okay.
pretty darn good.
That was all right?
Yeah, that was beautiful.
Thank you.
Did that give your? See, I think we need to move a little bit more.
You might be right.
All right, let's try this because you're. I want you to come to the edge of the chair. My feet are here. My knees are on the floor. I'm going to move back. I'm moving back a little bit so I have a little more contrast.
So should I be on the left corner?
No, you should be straight forward.
Straight forward, okay.
I turned my chair so you'd see more of my outline.
Okay. So Garnet, I just am putting this in as a thought. Might be a good idea if you give me some things to do, or if you give me some small exercises to do to help with the back and like we're doing now.
All right, I
Something
think
that I remember.
I was trying to wake up. Yes, I think the bridges are really good for you, and then I think this next chair pose will be good for you.
Okay.
All right, I want you to come to the edge of the chair, facing forward, even though I'm facing to the side. I want you to see what I'm doing. I'm going to come forward and bring my feet a little further back. And then I'm going to, you can tip forward and lighten the weight on the tush and then rock back. Rock forward and lighten the weight on the butt and come back. In chair pose, you would extend your arms. That's the traditional pose. You can just take your hands to your knees and thighs if that's good for you. So
I can't. I don't have the balance to get myself up.
You know, you don't have to come all the way to the tush up. I was just trying to have you see that. But you could just come here and just rock.
Yeah, I did get up.
You can just rock.
So that was a surprise.
Yeah. So your legs just start engaging.
Yeah.
And it's challenging.
Yeah, I was bemoaning I can't do it, but I can do it.
You can add the swing of the arms like a swing, like a little kid's swing.
Yeah.
That looks great for you, Kathy.
Oh, now I'm in love with it.
Let's go 3 more times. 2, 3. And this time, can we come up to standing?
Yeah.
All right. Here you are.
I can stand.
Yay. Hey, let's use the chair.
Okay. Is that right?
Yes, perfect.
Okay.
Put it on the chair and then march one knee up and then put it down. Weight that leg and then march the other leg up and then put it down. Bring weight to that leg. We're changing, but we're really giving ourselves plenty of transition time. So as the foot lands, you then shift weight to that leg that just marched, and then the other knee marches up. Foot lands, shift the weight to that leg, march. Foot lands, shift the weight. The other knee rises, the foot comes off the ground. The foot lands back on the ground, shift the weight to that foot. March the other foot high. We'll go one more time. Take one foot forward and one foot back. So your one foot's in front of the other. The back heel can be slightly up Find where that's comfortable and then bend the front knee slightly. And then swing a hand out and down. It's sort of like ocean breath. You can inhale as the hand slightly rises, and exhale as the hand descends. Inhale, the hand might go a little higher. Nice, Kathy. Last time. And then step that back foot forward to join, to bring the feet back together. Nice, Kathy. And then let's change the stance. So the other foot comes in front and the other foot goes back. I'm going to turn sideways so you can see. It would be the back heel is up and that leg is fairly straight. The front knee is bent.
You want me to turn this way?
No, I was just trying to show you the shape.
Oh, okay. So this way.
And then use the hand, do that same, using the inhale as the hand comes up, the exhale as the hand comes down. Yes. A couple more times, a couple more breaths. It's a swing of the hand up, following the in-breath as it swings down, the exhale. You're doing great, Kathy. Look at you. And then bring the feet back together. Let's face the chair and take one foot back, and I just want you to tap the foot off, the back foot off the ground about 3 times. Lift and lower, lift and lower. So this would be a variation of Warrior 3. It's balanced over one leg, and you can let the back leg inform the trunk about how far to tip forward. And then bring the foot to the floor. Stand tall. Other foot slides back. The leg is strong and long. And then the leg tips back and taps the floor a few times. And then see if you can lift the leg a little higher, but with that length, long leg, strong leg, it would inform the trunk about tipping forward, Warrior 3. And then bring the foot to the floor. Stand tall. Let's do an ocean breath or two here. You can use the chair if you need it. It's an inhale as the hands rise, and exhale as they swing down, and inhale as they rise. And you can add a little bit of I'm going to turn sideways, you do not have to. As the hands descend, you can bend the knees slightly. As the hands rise, you can straighten the legs. So it's like a gentle pumping movement. I'm going to turn back to face you. You can turn in any direction. Nice, Kathy. The next time the hands come up, let them come together. Take your feet hip distance apart. Turn to your right. Eyes, head, shoulders Legs stay steady and still. Turn back to center. Head, shoulders. The eyes look over your left shoulder, towards your left. Tall through the spiral. Hold on to a chair if you need to. Hands to the waist. Tip to your right. It's a lateral stretch. Maybe that right hand can go down the leg a little bit. And then slide up. Left, and then tip to the left. You can use the chair if you need it. Come back and then face your chair for a moment. Take hold of the chair, a slight bend of the knees. And then I'd like you to bow the head round the back. And then I'd like you to straighten the legs and lift the heart. So it's a little bit of an upper back bend. Bend the knees. Send the tail back. Round the back, let the elbows go wide. Bring the elbows back together. Straighten the legs. Lift the heart. We'll do this a few times. This should feel good to the spine, the back. Bow, bend the knees. Send the tail back. Widen the elbows. Bow the head. Straighten the legs. Straighten the arms. Lift the heart. Let the gaze go a little higher in the room. Extension. And then flexion. What's the sweet
And then what?
What's
Sorry, what did you say? And then what?
I was saying flexion, rounding the back, and then straightening the arms and the legs. And
Okay.
lifting the heart. Oops. Lifting the heart like that. And then wide, bending the knees, sending the hips back, bending the elbows. They go out to the side, round the back.
Okay.
And then straighten the legs, straighten the arms, lift the heart, and look a little higher in the room, not too high. So it's a rounded upper back. And then bend the knees, send the hips back, the tailbone back, bend the elbows out to the side, round the back, bow the head. And then straighten the legs, straighten the arms, lift the heart, arc the upper back a little bit. And then one more time, bend the knees, send the hips back, the tailbones back, widen the elbows, wings wide, bow the head, look to the heart, round the back. A nice scoop, and then straighten up and spread the collarbone, arms straightish, legs straight, lift the heart. Let's come back to the chair for a version of Shavasana.
Okay.
So settle yourself if you want to snuggle back so the upper chair is really supporting your upper back. But do figure out how you can keep your feet fully on the floor. So it's not just the ball of the foot, but the heels. Yeah. Your hands can be by your sides or on your thighs. You can hold your arms together. You can lace your fingers, whatever is comfortable. You can close the eyes. The eyes soften. You can think about just take the mind and think about the physical body. Soften the brow, the temples, the jaw, the bottom teeth release away from the top teeth. The tongue rests in the bottom of the mouth. The throat is broad, allowing the passage of air from the nose down the windpipe to the chest, lungs to be easy and smooth. The collarbone is spreading, the arms are quiet, the elbows are heavy. Your back is resting, the upper back is resting into the chair. Your feet are gently shaping to the ground, so you have purchase on the ground, support from the earth. Encourage the muscles to quiet into a resting neutral. The practice today was to encourage length, strength, vitality, awakeness of the body so that it can go through its healing process. Notice the breath, and you can gently blow out like a sigh. That extends the exhale. The lips come together at the end of the inhale, at the end of the exhale, so that the inhale comes in through the nose. Let's change this from a sigh or an ah to an om. The inhale comes in through the nose. Sigh or an oh, whisper an om. Let the M resonate deeply in the chest. Oh. One more om.
Gonna be right back, Garnet.
Sure, Kathy.
Sorry, Garnet.
That's all right, Kathy. Notice the breath. Are you doing all right? How's the practice been for you?
It's been good. I'm in much less pain than I was when we started.
Oh,
I am so stiff, and it annoys me to death, so to speak. But I feel less stiff now.
well, I think your annoyance with the stiffness is what's motivating you to keep going. It's like I'm
Uh-huh.
not putting up with this. It's like a sort of your motivation to keep going, and it's serving you well because you're very persistent. Really, really a great quality.
Really, really. But I feel like I have to do stuff to keep going. It's really important for me. So doing things like yoga and physical therapy, though, yoga is the best thing I can do
Yeah.
from my whatever. Yeah.
So Kathy, I'm going to stop the recording, all right?
Okay.
And we're going to